Hello, everybody. I hope you and your family are doing well in these difficult times. It's something that I have never, ever experienced in my life, and I think most of the adults will tell you the same thing. The closest thing I've ever had that was scary for a nation was, when I was 11 years old, 1979, the oil embargoes. I remember sitting in gas lines for hours every other day just so you could fill up the gas tank in your car. I remember 3 Mile Island. I was also pretty young at that point. And of course, 9/11. Those are the closest things that we've experienced, that we're experiencing now. But these are obviously a lot worse. So again, I hope you and your family are doing well and you're ready to start something back up with school. So next week is when we have our soft rollout. And then the following week, we're going to be starting to actually get some things graded and do some work in there. So this week we need to try to get everybody online. I thank you all that filled out that survey of what type of tech you have available, and the responses were great. I think I have about 10 students I haven't heard from, so we need to try to figure out where everybody stands with all of this. So, welcome back to school in our virtual learning environment. I have a few things that I want to go over right now that you need to do, and the first one of those is number one, check Canvas daily. Go in there every day. There may or may not be something new depending on the day of the week, but as I see needs with students where maybe you need a little bit more help with something, I might put some more videos up on the main page. It's basically where this video is going to be saved. So check Canvas every day. I know everybody has different devices. We have lots of students with PCs, Apples, tablets, Chromebooks. A few people said that they're going to be basically following the classes on their phones, which can be done, because if you have not done so already, you can go to your Apple or Android store and download the Canvas student app. Where it asks for your school, just type in Central Dauphin School District and browse around, play around, figure out how you're going to use it on a phone. It does look a lot different than what we're used to in school. Number two, office hours are going to be available daily. So we've been assigned 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock every morning for office hours. Not the time I would have chose for our classes, but those were basically given to the elective subjects. So 8 to 9 every day, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You'll find a button on the home page where we can do Zoom office hours, so we can do face-to-face video, or you can just log in with audio. Tuesdays and Thursdays will be a Google Doc, so if you log in and you type in a question in the Google Doc, I'll be able to answer it right away as well. If that 8 to 9 o'clock time slot doesn't work for you, email me. I'm available anytime, and I will give you responses ASAP as I get emails. I'm pretty good at making sure that I respond to everybody. It's been a crazy week and a half, helping teachers actually get their online platforms set up and doing office hours with teachers as well this week. So now I'm starting to focus on getting our work together for our classes. And that leads us to number three. So please try to get things done as timely as possible. The assignments are going to be flexible. Okay, I'm not going to try to give you a whole lot. I'm going to try to make the assignments as fun and interesting as possible. So you're going to have options for many of the assignments. If you don't want to do a computer-based assignment for it, some of these assignments will actually have a hands-on component to it. So you can either make something at home, experiment with something at home, record yourself doing a video of something. We'll try to mix it up a little bit, try to give you options so you can decide how you want to try to put things together. The next thing I also want to mention too is I've never really used this feature of Canvas before, but I think I will now, and that would be the announcement feature of Canvas. In Canvas, if you go over to the gray left navigation bar when you are logged into Canvas, you don't have to be in a class, you can just be on the dashboard. If you go into your account settings in Canvas, and you will be able to go in there and add another communication method. You'll see that there's a button there for add communication method. If you add a cell phone, you can actually check to receive text messages, and when I put out an announcement, you can get a text message for it. Also in those account settings, you can go in and turn on and change what you get announcements for. So you'll see that you have options for get a message right away, get a daily announcement, get a weekly announcement, or get no announcements at all for something. So feel free to customize that for what will work best for you. So when you go to your Canvas dashboard and you click on your class, whether it's the game design animation, drones in flight, or robotics and 3D modeling, there's some basic structure here that's the same for all three courses. So the header hasn't really changed much. Even the buttons in here haven't changed. We are going to actually be looking at weekly reflection. We'll talk about that at a separate time next week. But you'll notice that we have a description of the course, and then of course the link to Central Dauphin High School's services. This should be on every class that you have, whether it's a Google Classroom or it's a Canvas course like this one. Administration asked us to put this in at the top. It's basically just a link to the nurse's office, guidance administration, athletics, any information that you might need. That's where that link will take you. And then all three of my courses, they're all the same. You'll see that the office hours are listed in here. So the Monday, Wednesday, Friday Zoom options, you would click this link, and when I have the session active, you'll be able to click and get into it from 8 to 9 o'clock. Tuesdays and Thursdays, you can get into this Google Doc at any time and post a question. But again, it will only be live from 8 to 9 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then, of course, the email, if you can't get in there during one of the office hours, I will respond as soon as possible. I'm usually always checking email. And then this will also be the same for all three of the courses, whether it's the game design animation, whether it's drones in flight, whether it's robotics and 3D modeling. I'm going to be giving you your presentation material, probably in some self-paced Nearpods. We might do a video every now and then. Web links, other instructional materials, things I can find on YouTube, and put some things up there for Blender or whatever we need. So some of these components will be graded. I will let you know when that happens. The weekly reflection, which I mentioned just a few minutes ago, because we're not really sitting in the classroom together, what you can tell me that you did for the week and how it went for you will be pretty important. And then, of course, assignments, which will also have some options on how you want to try to complete them. And, of course, our video conferencing, which will officially start on Tuesday. On Monday, I'm going to try to just chat with whoever can get online. And I'll send out the links for that early next week. So for each class, this will be different. Go through, take a look at it. I'm trying to block the material off for each week, or if it's a project that I think will take 2 weeks to complete, because if you remember, you might have heard this before, but we are not supposed to be giving you more than 90 minutes worth of work in a class week. So each class is supposed to follow these guidelines, whether it's English, math, whatever. We're supposed to be limiting it to no more than 90 minutes worth of work, which includes all presentation, all reflection, all activities. Has to be wrapped up in that. So we're going to break these down by weeks, and boy, it would be really nice to be back to school, sometime in May, but we're thinking all the way out through. So that's really about it. We'll talk more in detail then starting next week, and have a great weekend.